first breath you take feels like outer space, got me floating, floating. There's no one around when you look down at clouds, keep on floating, floating. Why you dancing with the devil? Join me on a higher level, let go. Once you know the things that we know, you start to feel like a rebel. We know, we know. The earth is flat, we all are black. There's more of us on Pluto, they're watching us. Who can we trust? And this is how high we go, we go, we go, we go. The earth is flat, we all are black. There's more of us on Pluto, we all asleep. They counting sheep, cause they don't want us to know what we don't know, that we know, we know.
What's up, guys? Thank you for joining us at Truth to the Youth. I'm going to show you these clips that I put together, and I want you to just be honest with yourself while you're watching these clips. You see this guy doing a backflip, and people are grabbing wires behind him, grabbing his wire on his leg. This guy, he actually falls halfway through his flip. This guy, he tries to bend down and can only go so far. This guy can't even do a backflip in 0G. And this lady grabs a wire, she stands up. Now I'm going to show you all these, compare them side by side. Look, this guy's definitely struggling with a harness wire on the left. This guy on the right's grabbing a cord that you can see attached to his pants. And the guy in the background is swatting at a wire he's trying to grab. Here, the guy on the left falls halfway through his flip. And on the right, this guy is lunging to do a backflip, and if this was 0G, he would just continue to go on, but he doesn't. Here on the left, we see this lady grab a wire as she stands up, or she's just grabbing nothing, maybe. I don't know. On the right, this guy bends down, but is stopped by resistance, and you see his shirt lift up in the back. So, I mean, you just have to be honest with yourself. Is this 0G? Is this really the ISS going on? These are scenes from the movie called Life. It's about the ISS, and you can see how they're floating around with harnesses. I think this is how they're doing it. This lady's hair is just stiff as a board, standing straight up, and that's her proof that they're on the ISS. This lady's hair is bouncing right back in place as she bends down. I've reversed it back and forth so you can see how she moves her head forward, and instead of her hair freely flowing forward, bounces back in place. Same with this Medusa chick here. She's definitely in a 0G plane because she's floating around, but her hair is hairsprayed stiff. Now, if you were just going to keep your hair out of your way, I would pull it back in a ponytail, but she's got it stiff. Now, this is what your hair would do in 0G. Freely move, not stiff as a board like we see on the right here. This is hairspray. This looks exactly like what we see on the ISS. Now, sometimes we do see hair moving freely on the ISS when it's an edited shot, just little clips. But if there's any long periods of shots or live, they definitely do the hairspray, so you can't tell when the plane levels out. But look at this hair freely flowing on the ISS. So both of these are from the ISS, but their hair is doing completely different things. So you come up with your own conclusion here. But this is how I expect people to fly around on the ISS, just corkscrewing and going all crazy, but they always just do this backflip or this front flip, this stiff flip, and then gravity hits. Boom. Whoop. There's that gravity. All right, thanks, guys. Just be honest with yourself. Question everything. Be a critical thinker and be honest with yourself. Truth to the youth.
Спасибо. I'll see you back. I'll see you back.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
I definitely haven't mastered it. I'll give you a trial and I'll show you just how bad it is. Practice makes perfect. Give me another week.
Wizard.
know some of you out there would love me to wear a tinfoil hat so you can carry on laughing, mocking and being disappointed in me. But before you do, let me tell you why I came to the decision that we may have been lied to. Maybe I just didn't buy this fairy dust sprouting model. No stars backdrop and magic camera panning up by remote control. Maybe I just couldn't believe this build quality of this piece of junk could withstand the -10 torr vacuum, let alone make it all the way to the command module. Or there's the spacesuit. I realised it just couldn't withstand the vacuum and that it would do this. I learned the power of a vacuum. I learned that landlines couldn't call all the way to space. And then I caught them dropping things like gravity existed on the ISS. I watched them use VR for fun. I watched them use VR with glitches. I even watched them forget to turn on the VR. I caught them coming into shot on harnesses and fading into shot slowly. I even caught them hiding in the background. I saw them floating in pools. I saw underwater bubbles floating up from where they were. Helmets moving when they shouldn't be. Sad and guilty looks when they should have been over the moon. I saw shadows coming from 3 different light sources when the sun should have given us 1. They lost the tech and the tapes.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't really give you much of a clue as to where this data ended up and whether it still exists or not.
And they give us CGI images, not real photos. They even got lazy with copy and paste in the clouds. We saw launches that never went straight up. Never a continuous video stream, always cut to CGI. And when I noticed all the landing sites faced us on the one face of the moon, then how was it the Earthrise shot we got with this sideways view is possible? Then there's the Van Allen belts.
As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space. For this flight, it's time to head home.
I even laughed at some of the women's ridiculous hairspray instead of 0G. So, how does a court of law decide on witness credibility, I thought? The first test is for plausibility. Think of the landline calls, the spacesuits in a vacuum, the ridiculous LEM, the VR, the harnesses, the wires, the bubbles, the hairspray, the CGI. Couldn't really buy it, to be honest. Then there's the demeanour. They look guilty, they look shifty, they even look startled sometimes. Definitely not happy bunnies. Then we've got the 50-year track record in their past record of deception and obfuscation. Time and time again, it's so easy to find. Corroboration, every time you look at a launch or a mission, you find something else which isn't correct. Then finally, you have the motive. The budget, $56 million a day, control of space, prop up the heliocentric model, hide a creator, take away your personal power. If you don't know where you are, you're confused and disempowered. Take your pick. Once a witness has been caught lying, they are deemed not credible, and if they lie in court, they are guilty of perjury. And we've never had the press, the US government or the Department of Defense lie at all, have we? So after watching this, you still want to buy me a tinfoil hat and laugh and mock. Think of the millions of us who have now woken up to the lie, and maybe we just don't believe what we've been told anymore. I'll leave it to you to make up your own mind, do your own research, and I'll leave you with some lovely sparkles.
Engine arm is empty. Okay, I'm going to get the pro. 99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good. Ag thought. Get the order. I hear you, that's right. Okay, 30 seconds. 308 your number. Take down through 1,500 feet, and 8 dot looks good.
Thanks for watching, and think for yourself.